right, we got to get moving today. We have a lot of trades to talk about. 4 trades went down last night. The Lakers. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. This is the NBA. Shout out to the NHL for completely being able to provide content to every podcast suffering to throw things together right now.
Thank you, Four Nations.
But welcome. Yeah, thank you, Four Nations. Thank you to 2 weeks of nothing. We're blessed mildly that there is no roster freeze, at least during this. Maybe something will happen. But with all that said, welcome to episode 9 of The Sauce. Tyler Adele alongside Andrew Micaria. We cannot thank you enough. If I knew how to blur you out, I would, because of that stupid hat.
Welcome back, Pete.
Did he sign?
Yeah, he signed last night, 2 years.
Did he?
Yeah.
I must have missed that completely.
Thank you, Jeff Passan.
I can't believe I'm looking up baseball news in the middle of a hockey show, but I completely missed that.
You know what's actually super depressing about all this too? The Four Nations, like we don't even get spring training baseball. Spring training baseball starts the day the NHL comes back.
That's awful.
Football's over. I don't like basketball. I have nothing to watch.
Yeah, football ends in 3 or 4 days. Actually,
Yep.
I mean, football really ended 2 weeks ago because
football ends the same day as hockey ends.
Yeah, we all know how this Super Bowl is going to end.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
it. Yeah, everybody loses.
So from the 9th to the 22nd, I don't have anything to watch.
Yeah,
except for WWE. Thank you, WWE.
Yeah, well, you know what's the worst part about that? The next big PLE is March 1st for Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
Yeah.
There is a 15-game NHL slate that day. And and a full slate of spring training baseball.
Dope.
I guess I hate to do this, but I guess I'll look at the basketball schedule for the day.
So there's a lot of trades going on last night. Again, I don't know who any of these people are, but my friends who like basketball were talking about it a lot.
Listen, I don't know anything about basketball other than the fact that there are 2 teams that play in New York, and
one of them is decent.
And listen, as much as I don't care for the sport, they're doing something I physically cannot. So that I respect. We're not working with a ton today. Like we said, we had no trades. Nobody got hurt. Nobody's fighting each other. Nobody was suspended, which is that's almost a miracle in itself. So I guess we can spend some day going on a complete, absolute tangent, which we probably do better than most. I know we were both afraid of having to do this, but taking a look at the Four Nations coming up.
Yay.
And because there's only so you can do, but let's take a look at some of these rosters. I guess we'll start with Team Canada, only because I guess NHL is doing this alphabetically, and Canada starts with a C.
We're not America; we're the United States.
So, yeah, we're Team USA. Looking at how about you start this one? I always start.
Take the strain off your vocal cords for a hot minute. So, Team Canada is going to end up winning the silver medal. Here's their roster. Forwards, you have Sam Bennett of the Florida Panthers, Anthony Cirelli from the Lightning, Sidney Crosby from the Penguins, Brandon Hagel from the Lightning, Seth Jarvis from the Hurricanes, Travis Konechny from the Flyers, Nathan McKinnon from the Avalanche, Brad Marchand from the Bruins, Mitch Marner from our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs, from McJesus, Braden Point from the Lightning, Sam Reinhart from the Panthers, and Mark the Thug Stone from the Knights. Going to defensemen, Cam McCarr from the Avalanche, Josh Morrissey from the Jets, Colton Parayko from the Blues, not really Alex Pietrangelo from the Golden Knights, Travis Sanheim from the Flyers, Shea Theodore from the Golden Knights, Von Taves from the Avalanche, and your goalies, Jordan Binnington from the Blues, Aiden Hill from the Knights, and Sam Montembeault from the Canadiens.
So, but there's a couple of things on that roster that I notice. Nothing like crazy, like all totally justified why they didn't do it, but like I would have liked to have seen Fleury on here in his last hurrah.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to get an Olympics now. It doesn't appear like the World Cup of Hockey will be back anytime soon, especially with the return to the Olympics, and we haven't even seen that now in 8 years.
Yeah,
has it been 8 years? 2016, right?
Yeah.
So that would have been nice. Again, going off on one of those tangent things, it absolutely blows my mind that Brad Marchand made this game, let alone was allowed to be named a captain. I mean, I know we were just talking about this a few minutes ago. This team is definitely, it's definitely top heavy. As far as the first two lines go, I don't think any of the team has the same top two lines they do.
No, their top two are insane.
You figure on the surface right now, you figure they're going to keep the McCarr and Taves pairing together.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be their D1. After that, I would think it's going to be probably Josh Morrissey, Shea Theodore.
Yeah, you start to fall off a little bit.
Yeah, and then Parayko Sanheim will probably be your third pairing. But I could
I mean, like if I would put McCarr and Morrissey together. Like I know the whole they were on the same team and all that, but I'm all for putting the two best players out there, and it's McCarr and Morrissey.
I agree with you, but I also feel like that's one of those things where, like McCarr and Taves together, like everybody knows it works already.
Yeah,
so it's like, but it's also like I hate to be the one to say it, but this is a throwaway tournament, and they're not even trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember if we ever got into this, and it's a good time to bring it up only because Pietrangelo is supposed to be on Canada. The guy and the NHL is like, yeah, that's cool. Like, no, I'm not saying he should have been suspended. He should have been penalized. But the All-Star game, which I would figure, which you would almost, the way they're promoting this and the way they usually promote an All-Star game, they are definitely promoting the Four Nations like it's bigger than an All-Star game. But there's a running joke for like the last 35 years that Ovechkin's a guaranteed suspension for skipping the All-Star game. So I think it's a little to me that devalues the tournament a lot when you're saying it's bigger than an All-Star game, but nobody gets suspended if they don't want to go. And I got to be honest too, when they also say that nobody gets suspended and you don't have to go, I can't believe like more than half this thing didn't drop out.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too.
Let's see, Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart, those were pretty much a given. McDavid was a given. McKinnon was a given. From the defensive side, I definitely have to throw a little bit of a bias in there. And if Noah Dobson wasn't absolutely terrible or had knees that didn't bend improperly, maybe he might make this team. But I also think that Dobson is, again, as long as his career doesn't fall off after this spaghetti knee, that he's going to, like, I would think he's going to be a serious Olympic consideration in 2026.
Yeah. My biggest sub right here is Evan Bouchard. Like, how does Travis Sanheim get rostered and not Evan Bouchard?
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't have. I can't even craft an argument against that. That's pretty bad.
Bouchard has, I think, almost double the amount of points Sanheim has, and I think Sanheim is a minus on the year, plus minus, and Bouchard's like plus 20.
Sidney Sweeney, that's hot. Yeah, I mean, listen, you could definitely make the case that Bouchard should be there. For the most part, I will say they did nail Team Canada. Like they got.
I mean, it's tough to mess up Nate Dogg McDavid and the likes of them. But I will say too, my other big snub is I would not have Anthony Cirelli on this team, and I'd have Mark Scheifele over him.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I think it's an obvious roster, and I would not have Mark Stone on the team, but that's for different reasons.
Yeah, no, he's going to get somebody killed. Team Finland is breaking news. They were already eliminated. So for their roster, you're looking at Sebastian Aho, Joel Armia, Alexander Barkov, Mikhail Granlund, Eric Holla, Rupe Hintz, Capo Kakko, Patrick Laine, Arturi Lehkonen, Anton Lundell, Eetu Luosterainen, Mikko Rantanen, Teuvo Teravainen, Henri Jokiharju, Esa Lindell, Olli Mata, Nico Mikkola, Rasmus Ristolainen, whoever that guy is from the Rangers. I'll let you take that one. Juuso Valimaki, and then their goalies, Kevin Lankinen, no chance.
Come on.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Juuse Saros. It's worth noting that Henri Jokiharju is a injury replacement for Miro Heiskanen, and I'm not doing it. That Ranger guy is an injury replacement. He's replacing somebody whose name is probably harder to say. So, Yanni Hakanpää?
Yeah, there you go, baby.
Don't laugh at me.
Those
all right,
fins,
so those are both injury replacements. Finland, listen, that's just it's not a bad team.
No, it's not. Their forward group is good.
No, they're well-roundedly average, if that makes sense.
Honestly, their top forward line, it is what I think it is pretty good. Man, that defense is brutal, and they open against the U.S. They're going to get dog-walked.
Yeah, no, they're going to get killed. I got to be honest with you, I don't know many Finnish players off the top of my head to know who was snubbed and who was not. I mean, overall, like you said, the forward group here is probably one of the better ones. I would you could put this forward group at two, and I probably wouldn't fight you on it too much.
Yeah, I mean, you think Sebastian Aho and Rupe Hintz are nasty. Capo Kakko has been nuts with the Kraken. Rantanen is Rantanen.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it's like you look at the forward group, and then you look at the defense group. Yeah, and then you look at the goalies, and they're gonna they're constantly gonna lose games 8-7.
Also, I gotta say, UC Saros listed as their third goaltender is disrespectful. He is not having a down season because of himself.
No, I agree.
Our team's defense is just so bad.
The defense is not great.
I imagine this is listed in the order that they're going to start, but if I looked that coach in the face and said, do you want to start Kevin Lankinen or UC Saros? If he said Kevin Lankinen, I did fire him.
Well, I will also say, worth noting, this is alphabetical.
Oh, look at that. Is it? Oh, it is. Okay.
But I mean, listen, not for nothing. Yeah, Lankinen is definitely not your starter for Finland, but it could be Luukkonen or Saros, and there's no right or wrong answer, in all honesty.
Yeah. This is the only Finnish player I can think of that I would count as like a snub, maybe, be from Utah, Mateus Michelli.
Yeah.
He's having a good year.
I mean, it's definitely a little questionable that he, what do you call it? That he missed out on 2 injury replacement spots.
Yeah. And same with, what's his name from the Hurricanes? Kotkaniemi.
Yeah, you know what? He's not here either. Well, I mean, granted, I mean, the only person on this forward group you could probably sub out is probably Joel Armia.
Yeah, true. I mean, like I said, their centers are pretty good.
Yeah, Finland's going to be a little bit better than I think people realize.
Yeah, they're fine. It's just unfortunate that they're the worst of the 4 teams.
No, agreed. Moving to Sweden, Victor Arvidsson, Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlson, Joel Eriksson Ek, Philip Forsberg, Adrian Kempe, Elias Lindholm, William Nylander, Gustav Nyquist, Elias Pettersson, Lucas Raymond, Ricard Raquel, Mika Zibanejad, Rasmus Anderson, Jonas Brodin, Rasmus Dahlin, Matthias Ekholm, Gustav Forsling, Victor Hedman, and Erik Karlsson. With the goalies being Samuel Ersson, Philip Gustafsson, and Linus Ullmark.
It's okay. I mean, this team is like it's flirty. You know what I mean? The forward group is flirty. It's a little wacky, a little good.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's the weakest forward group of the 4.
It doesn't have the superstars, but it's way more well-rounded than some of the other ones.
Yeah, I think that this is a forward group. I think this forward group is not as strong as Finland, but I think their defense blows Finland out of the water.
Oh yeah, I mean Dahlin and Hedman.
Just balance-wise, I think that the Sweden-Finland game is actually going to be kind of entertaining.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game to watch.
They are struggling in the goalie factory.
Well, Jacob Markstrom was supposed to be on this team.
He was supposed to be on this team. He got hurt. William Karlsson was supposed to be on this team. He got hurt, and it actually does not specify who the replacement for William Karlsson was, unless they didn't name one yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say who it is.
You're looking at the NHL link, right?
Yeah, it tells you what symbol is supposed to be that person, and no one has that symbol.
Right, but that symbol's not there. Listen, again, it's going to be like every other tournament on the planet. The USA and Canada are going to be in the finals of this thing.
It's Ricard Raquel.
Is it Raquel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, NHL, for forgetting to type that.
Can't provide contact. Can't remember to type in symbols. Let's see. All right. The main event.
The main event.
I'll let you take this one.
Let's go, baby. Representing your United States of America, we got Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, my love, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, Piss Kreider, I love Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Austin Matthews, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, Vincent Trocheck, Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Slavin, Zach Werenski, and in goal, Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. The team has the goal wrapped up.
So, if you're Canada, Sweden, or Finland, you look at this roster, it is an absolute death sentence.
That goaltending, man, their third string goalie is better than everybody else's first.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we both know this is going to be the tournament itself is just going to be the Hellebuck show. Sorry to Ottinger, sorry to Swayman, but they are probably not going to see much ice time at all.
No.
Which is probably better for them because then they won't get hurt.
This is very true, but if you consider Swayman their third string, which I do, he's better than literally every other goalie in the other three teams.
Yeah, honestly, he is.
I take him over just about all of them, except for Juuse Saros. I forgot about him.
So, I mean, Juuse Saros is the only one that could be considered the second best goalie at the tournament.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, just again, with this roster, I don't think many people were snubbed. I'm kind of hoping when Brock.
I have two.
You have two.
I have two big ones.
All right, go ahead.
Number one, and I don't know who you'd replace with him, but Tage Thompson. What are you doing? Number two, I feel very passionately about. If you notice on this roster, we have a certain gentleman named Christopher James Kreider. I love Chris Kreider. Have for many years. He has 19 points. He's a winger. You know who's a winger that's having a much better season than him, is younger and more exciting? Mr. Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield is on pace for more goals than Chris Kreider is for points. Now, I understand they play different wings, but it's a stupid tournament. Who cares?
Yeah, I can't really argue with you.
There is no reason for Chris Kreider to be on this team. And again, I love him to death, but there's no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hold a similar argument with Brock Nelson, where I love the guy. On an Islander level, it's time to go. You need to leave. On a very semi-professional level, because we are barely professionals at that. I don't even think we've hit amateur. This season he's probably having right now, I can understand why he's in, but at the same time, not so much.
Also going off of what I said, Tage Thompson, and also justice for my boy Clayton Keller. Leo Carlsson got picked over both of them.
I'm going to cut you off quick.
Go for
it. I just received a tweet, not a trade, but regarding a certain trade situation through the league, and it's actually regarding Brock Nelson. So I'm going to read this as clearly and as slowly as I can. Okay. From Chris Botta on the Brock Nelson situation.
Okay.
Nelson's first choice is to sign long-term with New York Islanders. He's close to several teammates, loves Long Island and the franchise, and believes in the Islanders' potential to contend again. It said that Brock feels very loyal to the Islanders while also understanding he will be in high demand if he becomes a UFA. Sources confirm what many of you would expect from Lou Lamoriello. As long as the Islanders are within shouting distance of a playoff position, Brock Nelson will likely not be traded. Even if the president/GM does not have an agreement on a new contract with Brock Nelson by the deadline. Despite a comment on a recent ESPN Islanders telecast that it's the worst kept secret, and other outlets reporting rumors that Nelson is bound to become a Minnesota Wild member by the summer, Brock nor anyone else in the Nelson camp has indicated this. What is accurate, of course, is that Bill Guerin and the Wild will pursue Nelson in a trade or if he was to become a free agent. It is believed that the Wild are among at least 6 teams prepared to offer trade packages for Nelson if the March 7th deadline Lamoriello ever conveys that he is opening to deal him. Lamoriello also runs the risk of not trading Nelson, the Islanders not making the playoffs or going far in the playoffs, and losing him in free agency. So,
I'm so sorry. It's the Islander way. Listen, just I don't know. You can't fix stupid.
You mean to tell me in 12 hours I went from seeing Jordan Kyrou rumors to this nonsense?
The Islander way, man.
I don't like it here anymore.
Dude, you know what's crazy? That means that win streak you went on single-handedly kept him on the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Crazy.
That is I warned you through that whole streak. I warned you. I warned anybody who's willing to listen. That win streak was the worst thing that could have happened to that team.
This just confirmed that.
The only thing I can think of to give me any sort of little bit of optimism on the situation, if you float out the idea that he might not be available in a trade, let alone free agency, and that he could re-up at any second, you know, it could bring the trade package up a little bit. Only problem is we both know this guy's not going to do that.
Lou's not that smart.
No, he's not.
Well, I guess have fun getting nothing back for him.
I will kick you in the kidneys.
Been kicked there before.
This is awful. This is awful. Like I said, in 12 hours, I go from, oh, you might get Jordan Kyrou to, yeah, you're keeping that guy. Why?
Because you don't have an E next to your name in the standings.
We might as well.
It's not there, so he's going to stay, and they're going to try.
You might as well have an E next to yours too.
Did we beat Boston?
Aren't we still technically ahead of you?
By 1 point.
Okay, so if you don't have an E, I don't have an E. That's how standings work.
Yeah, but come on,
you hot dog.
Come on.
Yeah. See, again, this is the problem. 57 points, 3 points out of the wild card. Yeah, this is. Yeah, Columbus is starting to come back down to reality.
Yeah.
Listen, I still don't think Boston makes it.
No, I mean, look at the games they have played.
Who's that?
Everyone has at least 2 games in hand on them. We have 3.
Who's that? Boston?
Boston, yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 games in hand on them too.
Fake 60 points.
Well, that's what I mean. It's to have 56 games and 60 points already. Like, listen, I'm not convinced Boston makes it. I'm really not. I don't think they're making it.
No, they're not making it. They're not making the wild card, and they're not catching Tampa or Ottawa.
And listen, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, and I mean it, like I would not be surprised if we were the two wild cards, like because that's just how things go here.
And not for nothing, Montreal is right behind Boston too. They're 5 points behind them, but with 2 games in hand.
But I still don't think at the moment right now Montreal is better than you or me.
No, definitely not. But I can see Boston falling off and them catching Boston.
100%. But like,
not gonna get that.
Like I look at the schedule, it's like, all right, like here I'm looking at this. Like Tuesday night, Islanders beat Vegas. You didn't have to beat Vegas. Why did you do that? Then we have Friday. Tomorrow we're playing Winnipeg at 8. And we wrap it up Saturday in Minnesota at 8 on Saturday night, and then we're done for the break. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll leave Brock Nelson behind after the game.
Maybe he can just leave with the Vegas.
He should do some NWO type nonsense. Skate out the game under uniform, just rip off the jersey. There's a Wild sweater.
Oh my God, that'd be so.
Vince McMahon. That ruined my day.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. There actually is somewhat of a headline. Nico Hischier got put on IR retroactive to the 25th.
Really?
So the Devils just keep getting dummied with injuries. He's been out, but
I don't know. Stop that. I don't want to hear about anybody else's injury concerns.
You guys are winning.
So are they.
Yeah.
Let's see.
One happened.
Yeah, I didn't see the Hughes thing yet. The Hischier thing yet.
Yeah, that was this morning. They recalled Nemitz. Werenski is supposed to come back for the Blue Jackets.
Right now, Ryan Hartman's put in an appeal.
Oh my God! Just sign with the WWE already.
Seriously. Yeah, see, this sucks. There's no news. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's just people. It's just articles about how people are going into the foreign nation.
This is a funny article. Someone trying to make someone trying to make a case for Quinn Hughes leaving Vancouver in free agency. Which is also still 2 years away.
See?
Well, I'm on the Devil. I'm on a Devil site now.
You know what? I did see though someone or a Canucks beat reporter say that if the Canucks go through like a rebuild, Hughes is going to want to leave.
Well, Hughes doesn't want to leave. I mean, listen, for obvious reasons, I think it's reasonable to understand why you have to put the Devils on his list.
No, of course.
It's understandable. I just don't think it's happening.
No. Do the Devils even have the cap room to make that possible?
Well, you'd have to look. Well, the cap it depends. If you trade him
going up. Yeah.
If you trade him there, probably not. But if you were to wait until he's a free agent in 2027, anything's possible. Because remember, also in 2027, the Devils were looking at about $36.5 million in cap space.
Yeah,
but remember, by then the cap will also be $104 million.
True.
And then the year after that, the cap is jumping up to 113.5.
True.
So, like, it's very plausible to do.
Dude, I'm looking at this the projected lines for Team USA, and they have Kyle Connor, Austin Matthews, and Jack Hughes. That's terrifying.
Kyle Connor, Austin Matthews, and Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
You have 3 guys that could shoot a penny off the top of a field goal post from 100 yards away.
Yeah, no. If you're the rest of the Fake Nations face-off tournament, you can't be thrilled with seeing that.
Then they have JT Miller, Jack Eichel, and Matthew Tkachuk. So just 3 guys that play this game so angry.
This is here we go. Here's an article. Early free agent, way too early.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Way too early free agent landing spots for Quinn Hughes. This is a full article now. You shut up. Devils, of course. Vancouver, of course. Actually, hold on a minute. Put Chicago on here. In 2 years, they could be in a spot in 2 years.
Yeah, they could.
Montreal. I could understand why, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
San Jose, absolutely not. Detroit, again. Oh, could you imagine that? Mo Seider, Quinn Hughes.
The Yzer plan.
Yeah, the Yzer plan is fake if you haven't noticed.
It's so fake.
Vegas, absolutely not. And that's the end of the list. If he goes to Vegas, that's like the equivalent of joining the NWO.
Yeah, it is. What kind of cap finagling is they going to have to do?
It looks like they're trying to finagle other people's caps now. Mark Stone is diving into people.
Their owner is just the king of white collar crime.
5 NHL players that will cash in with the rising salary cap in the next 3 years. That's an interesting first one.
No one tops it. If he's
actually, it's Artemi Panarin.
Oh, well, duh.
Yeah, like that was a given.
Yeah.
Cale Makar. That one's going to be terrifying because he got a pretty decent sized contract when he was like 22.
Yep.
He's going to be 28 when his contract expires. Like he's going to be in McDavid territory. Like McDavid's going to be 26 or 27 when his contract is up.
Yeah, he's going to get
that's the other thing I think. Well, I think that's another thing people are also kind of forgetting is McDavid is not only is he going to be 27 going into his, I guess, second big contract.
Yeah.
He will be doing it as a member of the 1,000-point club.
Yeah, true.
That's insanity. Connor Bedard, Connor McDavid, there you go. Connor McDavid, the projecting he's going to get 18 AAV in his next contract.
Oh, my.
That would be when the cap is up to 113.5. That would be just under 20%.
Oh, my God.
Well, listen, we're not very far off from these guys making football money.
This is true.
I mean, what's the salary cap in the NFL right now? I think this season it was 208. I think next season it's going up to 225.
Sounds right.
In 2 years, you're talking about the NHL being at 113.5, which, don't get me wrong, they are still very far behind everybody else. But
No.
like you're going to start seeing those. Like, I think we'll see an NHL one day where the salary cap is going to be $200 million. And I mean, we'll actually be around to see it, and then we're going to see a $50 million goalie run our heads through the wall.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of gray hairs when that happens, but yeah.
Mitch Marner. Okay, so this article is just all the obvious ones.
There.
Oh, here we go. But you know what? Let's end on this one. I got a good article for you. Trade ideas for the Rangers ahead of the deadline.
Oh, God.
Before we do that, I want to just let's see, pull this up. Wait, where'd it go? No, I'm trying to make a funny. All right, here we go. Before we look at that article and go, let's just remind everybody how stupid this is. It's been a while.
Classic.
Milk is stupid. Shut up. The Maple Leafs are stupid, and I hate you.
You know, like two very specific people, just so everyone knows.
What?
I said you're doing this to annoy two very specific people.
And to make 9 others very happy. Let's see. Rangers trade for Blackhawks defenseman Connor Murphy is on the list.
Sure.
Yeah. I saw the face. Trade away Ryan Lindgren, which you've been trying to do for like 800 years now.
Right.
Trade Riley Smith, which I kind of agree with. You could probably, I would probably do that.
I absolutely would.
And if you don't end up trading him, I don't bring him back.
No, I mean, we have too many guys in the minors that need to play in the NHL next season. He can't stay.
And I would not be surprised, honestly. I would not be surprised if Vegas wants to reunite with him for the playoffs.
Sure, go ahead. And also, if we trade Ryan Lindgren and take a defenseman back instead of just playing Zach Jones, I'm going to freak out.
This is an interesting one. I think you can get it on the cheap. Actually, it's a low-risk trade, probably.
Okay.
It's saying trade for Sabres defenseman Bowen Byram.
You know what? That I'm okay with.
It's a low risk. I mean, everybody, listen, it's well documented that he had a couple of those injuries that probably delayed him.
Yeah, of course.
In growth, and he probably still hasn't completely tapped into that potential. And I'm going to be honest with you, playing behind Owen Power and Rasmus Dahlin, he probably isn't going to. He's not going to get the money he needs.
Yeah, he's a free agent at the end of the year. I was looking at just signing him. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I agree with you, Pupper. And that is the end of that article. I also just created a fake article of what the Islanders should do at the deadline, and it's trade everybody and relocate. So
before next week, you guys, we each have 2 games left before the playoffs. The Islanders play the Jets and Minnesota, both away.
Yes, we do.
How's that going to go?
Okay. I'm going to try some reverse voodoo here. I'm going to say they're going to go 2-0. And I want them to go 2-0 so badly because we're going to make the playoffs. See you later, Pupper. We're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to win a Stanley Cup. See? I mean, this isn't a Stanley Cup, but it's a cup with my name on it. So we're going to go 2-0, and we're going to win each game 15-0.
Okay.
So just trying that reverse voodoo magic stuff. Just go 0-2, save everybody the trouble.
I couldn't even fathom if the Islanders not only won a back-to-back away against two of the best teams in hockey.
Well, I mean, listen, not for nothing. If they didn't completely choke in the third period on Sunday versus Florida, they almost won the Florida Tampa back-to-back.
True.
I mean, I know the final was 6-3. Empty netters don't count, so it was 5-3.
Okay.
Yeah. Empty netters don't count. If it doesn't count for the goalie, it doesn't count in the game.
Yeah. The Rangers play at home against Pittsburgh and then away in Columbus. That should be 2 wins.
It should be, but
Columbus is tough. Pittsburgh's bad.
Yeah, that should be 2 wins. The Pittsburgh's that's the one you're going to win. Columbus is the one I still can't figure out Columbus. Like, are they finally the real deal or are they not? I can't figure.
I know. And now they're getting Werenski back, so it's like, ugh.
They're getting Werenski back. I can't, like, again, I just can't figure them out. But at least after this very painful 46 minutes and counting, because we're just pulling things out of it today, we at least have a plan. You shut up. Nobody asked you. Yeah, that's my phone telling me to wake up. Listen, I don't have to leave for another half an hour, and my alarms go off from 12 o'clock to 12:35 in 5-minute intervals.
Life of working.
I am a degenerate. But we at least have a good roadmap for the next 4 episodes. Obviously, we'll be tapping into the Four Nations a smidge, not too much at all, and I cannot stress that enough. Unless something like super duper cool happens. So the first game for the Four Nations is going to be Wednesday. So actually, this Tuesday, we will do nothing but mid-season report cards. Now, you call it lazy. We call it content. As far as we're concerned, 4 divisions. And there's 4 episodes that we're going to have to do during Four Nations. So how we doing this? Who do we want to do first on Tuesday? Who's the first victim?
Do the Metro last.
You want to do Metro last? You know what?
Yeah,
I want to do the Metro last too, just in case one of us does something between then and the last episode.
So let's do the Central first.
You want to do the Central first?
Let's do the Central first. Unless you want to do the Pacific or the first. Let's do the Atlantic.
They're terrible.
We'll do the Atlantic and the Metro on the back-to-back. We'll just keep it conference for the week.
All right, so let's go Central, Pacific, and then Atlantic Metro.
Yeah, that works.
And then if something cool happens in between, we'll I don't know. We just won't talk about the Sharks.
So let's just catch us on Tuesday, glazing the Jets, Stars, and Wild.
Yeah, can't wait. Tyler Dell, Andrew Mikari, we cannot thank you enough for listening to us go on what is going to be a 50-minute absolute tangent. And we will see you Tuesday. And we still hate you, Toronto.